Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Church of PlayStation, where we celebrate, honor, and damage control everything they do. Today, we're going to be talking about bangers and how they're on PlayStation 5 and only PlayStation 5. Whoa, says Jim Ryan to the Xbot. Can I get a Kratos?
Kratos.
Yeah, good Sony have been blessing us with game after game. Ratchet and Clank, Horizon, Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, and most importantly, the big man himself, the God of War. Can I get a bug snack?
Not these some strawberries. Give us some snacks.
Okay, I think we can all agree this skit has gotten far beyond ridiculous. Point is, when are you going to start asking Sony to stop lying to your faces and whatever else you're putting in front of them? Seriously, we find ourselves in another situation where gamers are learning the commandments of Jim Ryan. Thou shalt not port things to just PS5. Also, don't steal your neighbor's bike. That's also not good. Point is, we've got confirmation that not only is God of War 2022, yes, it's been delayed, a cross-generation title, as we've always said it would be here on this channel, but so is Gran Turismo 7, so is Horizon Forbidden West, so is everything almost. Except for Ratchet and Clank, babe, right? So the point of this video is, well, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but there are a bunch of mad Sony fans out there. And after another lie, a massive lie. Look, if you guys actually stood up and voiced your opinions more to Sony, I wouldn't feel bad that they just lied to you about SpiderMan and Generations and raised game prices up to $70 and still haven't given you an expansion SSD. After the latest news that yet another one of these only on PS5 exclusives is on PS4 and who knows what else soon, along with the delay. Well, Sony just smacked their fans, their most hardcore fans anyway, so hard their faces ripped off and stuck to the wall like a piece of bologna. Now, of course, I'm being exaggerative a bit here, but what I will say is that if you're a Sony fan, you know, one of the ones that said God of War would leverage the full power of PS5, or that Spider-Man was unbelievable and only possible in PS4, or maybe you're a media site that wrote about how Microsoft are robbing players of next-generation experiences, and you are now championing games like Horizon Forbidden West. But if you are now championing these things, Gran Turismo coming to the PS4, whereas a few short months ago you were talking about Halo Infinite, how it was going to be held back because it's still on the Xbox One, and that it was going to pretty much, well, suck because of that. It's gonna suck. It's because of Craig, not the Xbox One. So Xbox, it's bad to be on the old stuff. PlayStation, it's amazing. It's great. And they said all this without even having a clue what's actually held back by old hardware when it comes to games, game design, not graphics. So I think you get where I'm going with this. A lot of a fan base damage controlled every single thing, every single lie, every single intentional misdirection. And then, they get dropkicked by the guys they were defending. Sony lied to you again. And that's a pretty good transitional point. So again, God of War 2022, yes, has been pushed back. I don't think they ever thought this game was going to hit 2021, and we did not either. Everyone thought it would be pushed back, except for the most radical. And I find it very, very funny because this is a reoccurring theme. Sony put out a release date. They say it's going to be great. Get a PlayStation 5 and get the one with the disk drive. It's $100 more for what is almost nothing extra. Horizon Zero Dawn, it looks amazing. Cross-generation. SpiderMan, what a beauty. This is a real next-generation game, some would say, until they found out it ran on the PS4. And, so, yes, people actually did hype this game up on the grounds of how beautiful it looked, how it couldn't be done on PS4 until it was done on PS4. Anyway. How is this possible? How could so many be so malleable in their opinions? I mean, seriously, it's bad enough Sony lied, right? But it's almost worse that you guys are so willing to jump on the grenade for them when they get caught. We've always had a very consistent opinion on this channel when it comes to these cross-generation titles. Why is it so hard for people to give Halo props, or at least acknowledge Halo's real problem, which was time, and then instantly flip-flop when they see Miles Morales? Yeah, I don't understand. I'm confused. Maybe you're mad. Let me know down below. I think that it's time for some of these guys to stop letting Sony lie to them, making videos saying, look, PlayStation 4 is involved because there's a ton of users there. They can't just abandon these users, all while ignoring Xbox One's user base with the same argument. And make no mistake, this is not a new plan. This is not something where they said, crap, we need more consoles. There's PS5s are selling out. There's no chips. We have to find more. Where are they? Oh, we can use the PS4s. No, this isn't what happened. It was from the beginning planned for PlayStation 4. Spider-Man Miles Morales was not ported in a month. You know, around the time that it was announced to be coming to PS4. They waited and they didn't even reveal that information publicly until after their showcase on Twitter. Sony are hiding these things from you. Option A, they're either lying to you to get you to buy something that you don't need to buy, or B, they just think you're too dumb to understand how games scale. You're telling me Ratchet & Clank is going to look better than the sequel to God of War 2018? It needed to be on PS5 because of the teleporting mechanic that the SSD enabled. Very, very quick streaming of assets, allowing instantaneous transformations of game worlds. Meanwhile, Horizon Forbidden West looks quite a bit better than Ratchet & Clank in my opinion, though they are two different art styles. It's all subjective. This game does not need an SSD because you are moving, well, at a much, much slower pace. You're not teleporting places and hiding the loading of assets between load screens, apparently. And I even see some guys now saying, well, maybe God of War doesn't need SSD. Maybe that's why it runs on a PS4 and it doesn't need a PS5. Bingo. But it's funny how you're saying this now, and you were championing PS5 only games because they didn't say anything, and they have really set a lot of you, or almost most of you, to look like fools, right? I find it hard to believe that one thing after another, guys are okay or not okay with something. Their company of choice confirms that said something that they are okay or not okay with, and then that position flip-flops. And I've been pretty stable, in my opinion, of cross-gen, cross-play, all of these different things like games coming to PC. It strikes me, it really does, on how many are not consistent in any of these opinions at all once Sony decides it's okay. And the goalposts, they keep moving, right? But wait, now it's okay, you know, because of course they got to. It's business, right? Is it not business for Halo Infinite? Why the double standard? I get that Halo Infinite didn't look the best. That's why we wanted the game to be delayed. But at the end of the day, yeah, wasn't it obvious that the game just wasn't really that ready when you think about it? Or the ray tracing wasn't going to be there at launch? They've already shown new screenshots of the game. It looks so much better than the 2020 version of Halo Infinite. It looks pretty fun to play. So as a Sony fan, how do you fix this? Well, why don't you start by telling Sony to stop lying to you? Why don't you ask yourself why you hammered Microsoft for coming straight out and saying we will be launching games on the Xbox One for 1 to 2 years after the console's launch in 2020? You know how many people came at Microsoft for that? The games are held back. Look at these frauds. Microsoft transparent as ever. Sony sitting in the bushes, watching them take the bullets and really scheming behind your backs while not telling you anything except for maybe on a small blog post. They really don't respect you. One company's telling you the truth, one company is not. Really, you are demonstrating, for the most part, why companies don't come out and tell you things like, well, Xbox will be releasing games on Xbox One for 1 to 2 years. Meanwhile, they reveal in a blog post somewhere that PlayStation 4 will be supported for 3 to 4 years. How many of you say anything? How many of you even knew? Probably, I don't know, 16? Now, even if you did say something, you're saying it for the wrong reasons because you've got to start with the right information. God of War 2022, hopefully not 2023, right, is going to look phenomenal. The game is going to look amazing. Again, it will look better than PS5 Only Exclusives. That's because visual scale. Things like level design or really cool flying mechanic, or maybe something that we haven't even thought of yet. Something that is integral to the game. Something that just can't be done on old Jaguar cores from 2011, 2012. Gameplay design is what gets held back, not graphics. But when it comes to God of War, when it comes to Spider-Man, when it comes to Gran Turismo, when it comes to Demon's Souls, when it comes to Horizon Forbidden West, almost every single thing Sony are making, there is no technical reason these games cannot run on a PS4. For months and months, people called us crazy on RDX Podcast, but maybe you should start watching RDX Podcast because you wouldn't be surprised by this one bit. Of course, all of this stuff is coming to PS4. Kind of makes you think, what else is coming to PS4? What else is coming to PC? What else is coming to Xbox? I just figured I would do a little dumb rant video today. I just see a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of guys that are freaking out about this. And while I say positive things and stop freaking out about God of War being on PS4, that doesn't mean I'm not calling Sony out on their lies. That just means I ran out of characters on Twitter. You can only put so many things in a tweet. And, you know, the media really hammered Microsoft hard for this cross-generation crap. For almost every single thing, even their transparency. Microsoft lied to us. Stop telling us the truth. You know what? Microsoft, don't lie to us. This is part of the reason why I prefer Xbox Xbox by a significant margin over PlayStation. And honestly, keep doing what you're doing. Build these games. Delay them if you have to, which you will, just like others, but we do want quality software, and there is always a group on both sides that will say, no, this is good enough. Maybe it's not good enough. Launching games on PC, not a bad thing. Offers flexibility. You get an extra copy on Microsoft's platforms for pretty much absolutely no cost. Sony don't even give you a cross-play version of their games that are coming to PC. They don't say, hey, here's one for the future game. Here's one that you can stream on your Etch-a-Sketch. Here's one that doesn't lie to you. They don't say any of that. They just make you buy it again. Much like Days Gone, which I actually liked, by the way. Every company has problems. Hopefully we can keep speaking out as a group, as a community, as we've been doing for years here. If you watch these videos, you know, we have our moments. And I like to really thank the chat for chiming in on this stuff over the course of several years because, man, if not for you guys, I would go insane. Twitter yesterday, damage control. It was glorious. But when it comes to visuals and technology scaling, it's never been a better scenario for developers. Yes, they can't build enough consoles on either side. And yes, developers are struggling to find better ways to develop games from home. But that doesn't mean that problem will not be overcome, that you should just let Sony lie to your face. Back to the original topic. Stop letting Sony lie to you. Or they might just have to keep lying to you. Because why wouldn't they, right? Why wouldn't they? That's unfortunate. And again, when I say PlayStation guys, believe it or not, the vast majority are awesome. I've got a bunch that watch my podcast. Yeah, those guys are cool, but you're talking about radical guys that don't want competition. They want Xbox to go under. They'd assume Xbox burst into flames. Then ask Sony not to charge them $60, $70 for a game. Or how about lie to us, but about generations. They would assume just bring up an old closure from Xbox instead and say this is why it's okay. Well, how about it's all circumstantial and maybe it's not okay on either side. Maybe you should just really stick to the principle of the matter, and that may help you stay focused. Or just because Sony did it doesn't mean that it's okay, right? If Xbox lied to us about all this stuff, we'd be saying the same thing. And I think that's what makes the Xbox community one of the best easily when it comes to gaming. And they are by far the most pro-consumer gaming brand with their own platform that there is, besides the Ouya, of course. To be serious, Microsoft have been doing a lot to help you keep your old games. And not only that, they've been enhancing them. They've been upresing them. They've been adding HDR to them. They've been doubling or quadrupling the frame rates of, well, over 100 games so far for absolutely free. Nobody cares about those though, right? They only care about that Last of Us patch. They only care about those, not the 100 games that they might own. People like to champion what Sony do and not really talk about all of the amazing, cool pro-consumer things that Microsoft are doing. And now you see media guys flopping because, look, they see the tide is turning, and at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of guys that are saying, I like Xbox now. I'm a Xboxer. That's what you guys call yourselves, right? They know nothing about the brand. As a matter of fact, a year ago, they were writing articles about how Xbox are holding back everything and how Xbox sucks. Just cuz. But now, since the Series X came out, Game Pass is a good thing, and that's what's turned them over, even though Game Pass has been out for years. Again, there are double standards everywhere. I figured I would talk about this and offer my condolences to the Sony fans. They got just drop-kicked and are now recovering in a dumpster, making excuses for why it's okay for God of War, Gran Turismo, Horizon, but not okay for Halo Infinite. Cross-gen is fine for them, but yeah, again, Halo Infinite, not so okay. A dumpster full of people that are still to this very minute finding excuses to ignore Sony's blatant lies to them, their misdirections, their intentional misleads. For what reason? What are you trying to deny? What are you trying to hide? When Microsoft tried to double the price of Xbox Live or do anything stupid, you can find that on this channel, and Xbox fans speaking out about what is good and what is bad and what is common sense. But hey, let me know what you think of this video. I know it's really long. Hit the like button if you haven't. Maybe subscribe for more. And of course, let me know what you think of this type of video, really. That's what I meant before. Check the links down below for the sources. Check the links down below for the shirts and the merch and all the patron stuff. You guys are amazing. Seriously. Thank you. Bye.